What's going on, everyone? Ferrari hats on, Drive to Survive in the background. That means a brand new F1 video coming at you. Austin here, and today we're going to talk about Ford. Yes, the American car manufacturer. Are they coming back into Formula One? Let's talk about it. Now, me living here in the States, I'm very familiar with Ford, and I know their history is deep, with the Model T being the first main mass-produced car to come out here in the States. But I really didn't know that they had a Formula One presence as well in the past, and also they might be having a Formula One presence in the future. So the car giant was officially involved in Formula One with Jaguar back from 2000 to 2004. But really, the team and Jaguar in those years when Ford was a part of it never really had any success that's notable at all. After Jaguar pulled the plug, they sold it to, well, the dominant team now, Red Bull. More on Red Bull and Ford coming later on in the video. Now also in 2003 and 2004, Ford kind of just badged and put their name on Cosworth engines. Again, nothing really special there. Kind of just, hey, put our name on this engine and we'll pay a good amount of money. And ever since then, ever since 2004, Ford has been really quiet in the Formula One world and basically non-existent. However, that's changing. Now, I'm not saying Ford is creating their own Formula One team like Audi is, or that Ford is going to start creating its own engine supply. That would be a little much, and it doesn't seem like Ford has any interest in that whatsoever. However, Red Bull has been committed to producing their own power unit starting in 2026, since their Honda deal ends in 2025. Now, it's no doubt that Honda has been an incredible engine partner for Ford. I mean, they've gave them a engine that has been able to dominate the competition. So this is really going to be a make or break moment for Honda producing their not Honda, Red Bull producing their own engines. So I think if Ford is going to come into the sport in any capacity, it's going to be badging themselves with Red Bull. Christian Horner earlier said, and I quote, "We are fully focused on Red Bull power unit. And if there was a like-minded partner that could contribute something to the project, then of course you would have to absolutely consider that. But it's not a prerequisite. We will be the only team other than Ferrari to have engine and chassis all on this one campus under one roof. We believe that for long-term competitiveness of the team, it is absolutely the right thing to be doing, and of course there are other opportunities it presents as well." Now, he's absolutely right about this. I mean, having all the different parts of your car in one place and having 100% control over all of those parts is a major, major advantage. We already know how dominant the Red Bull is. Imagine if they had control over every single aspect. I mean, that's a Mercedes level dominance from the past, 7, 8 driver championship or constructors championships. Now, there were rumors going on that Red Bull and Porsche were talking at getting into business together, becoming an engine supplier, but that didn't really work out because Red Bull thought that they wouldn't have as much control that they want, and Porsche wanted more control than Red Bull was willing to give up. Now, this isn't to say that Honda won't fight to re-up their deal with Red Bull. In 2026, the electrical component of the engine is going to play a bigger factor, and who's to say that Honda isn't developing technology that will really help Red Bull in their electric powertrain units and want to re-up with such a dominant force in F1. Now there are sources going around saying that Ford is exploring options with Red Bull, and the two companies are already kind of talking and almost working together. And here's where there's an actual chance that Ford could have a decent shot of actually working with Red Bull, since they don't want to go the route that Porsche wanted. Porsche wanted some ownership of the team. However, Ford doesn't. Instead, Ford is just looking to get their name out there. They want Red Bull to continue to develop their engines, have all the input, all the say-so, while Ford gets some of the good publicity when Red Bull inevitably wins. And what would be in it for Red Bull in that case is Ford is going to pump some money into them. I guarantee it. The involvement of Ford and their benefit is all marketing, brand presence, so that Ford could say, hey, look, America, F1's getting popular in the States, and we're part of F1, so buy our cars. Now, here's the thing. it's still speculation at this point. Obviously, Red Bull hasn't put out anything along the lines of, yes, we're going to work with this team, or no, we're not. And it could be that they end up working with AlphaTauri, and maybe that brings success to AlphaTauri, so then Red Bull would implement it into their main team. Who knows? I think the more brands that get put into Formula One in any capacity shows that it's a good thing, and different brands have different things to offer, and different brands could really bring dominance to a certain team. And I think that's great, because then, of course, other teams will try and replicate that, or, poach Ford or whatever it may be. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ford, even if it's just the brand logo on the engine, on the car, which it most likely will be. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.